Yeah, hello guys, NautoAisDx here, and this is gonna be like a teaser vlog. Basically, I'm talking about, well, the Mini NES collection. Of course, if you know, November 11th, it's supposed to release, and of course, no surprise, they sold out. So yeah, this is gonna be just a teaser video. It's gonna be on my main channel, but the main vlog is gonna be on my secondary channel, giving my explanation, my thoughts on why is it sold out fast, no duh, and why is Nintendo doing this. But I can say the gist of it is, well, Nintendo's been doing this, always been their strategy. Don't make a lot, see how the market goes, and then when they finally get the information, they'll do more. They've been rolling doing that since the end 64 days. Alright, so with that, I'll check you guys later and I'll talk about it on my secondary channel later. Alright, now I want to give my thoughts about a controversy that happened November the 11th. Yes, and what it is, of course, the release of the Mini NES collection. So, the first, basically everybody knows what happened was supply and demand. Why am I not surprised? Well, if you've been a long-time Nintendo fan, you kinda get this, you find this. So, yeah, me too. Anybody new to Nintendo, like you don't understand what's going on. Yes, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, Nintendo has been doing this in the past. Yes, it's kind of like a jerky move for them, but I'll explain what's going on and why they have not get ever in trouble for doing this. So basically, first of all, I want to give thanks, give credit to Down Phoenix, a good friend of MmGS1, and I did watch his channel. It's pretty good. So link's gonna be in the description box on this guy's channel. If you have a chance, go check him out. He's pretty cool in my book. And basically, he told the story about the Mini NES. And when he told the story about it, I said, "Why am I not surprised? Screw it. I'm not dealing with this. I don't really need one. I just want one, and I don't need one. So, you know what? Whatever." So what is the controversy and what happened? Well, Don Phoenix's video basically made a PSA saying, "Hey, guess what?" And because here's a hint, he works in a retail store, and and this is it's sort of for the in the gaming community a big talk of the town, especially the adults who grew up with Nintendo. They wanted to get one, a Mini NES replicating the days of the NES. You can hook it up HDMI. You get the replica controller, but of course it's a classic NES controller, Wii, rather than the Wiimote or the classic controller or the classic Pro for the Wii. And he basically got they got information that their store they're only gonna get 6. And then apparently some stores are not even gonna get a lot, and a lot of retailers basically got a letter from the upper management from Nintendo stating, yes, that we will not get a lot of this Mini NES, so be careful with it. And people already telling it on social media, news flying around. And when I heard about, oh, you're not gonna get a lot, yeah, you know what, I'm not gonna deal with this. No, I dealt with this with the Amiibo. I think it was horse poppycock, but again, it's Nintendo. They're all Japanese company, and I wish I thought with Kinishima in hand, they have learned this. But my goodness, they still using this archaic strategy ever since the N64. Oh, okay. So what basically happened and why is this happening? First of all, it's Nintendo's business tactic. That's what it is. It's their mentality is be pessimistic, be cautious. We want to see how the market reacts to it rather than most common company will do. Let's do a lot and let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Will they buy it or not? Because this is what Nintendo's basically thing is, and this is always so I hate to say it, bullshit, but excuse the language, but it's upsetting me, is that Nintendo, because it's an old Japanese company, is one of the problem is they can't handle when a product doesn't sell. No, I'm not joking. I'm not being a Nintendo hater. If I'm being a Nintendo hater, why am I talking about Amiibo? Why am I talking about Nintendo? Why am I doing a lot of Nintendo showcase and other games? So, just putting it up there, but at the same time, I'm being real about it. Nintendo have mentalities that they cannot handle. They cannot handle when products don't sell. They cannot handle it. They don't like it. They make a fuss about it because they're in Japan. It's a Japanese company. The reason I keep saying that is the key word. So people might say, "Well, Nintendo, you're so like living under the rock. You know the Mini NES is going to sell a lot, right? You know." Well, in Nintendo side, they're going to say is, "No, we don't know. We don't know it's going to sell a lot. What if it doesn't? What if we produce a lot of this and it doesn't? We can't handle it. We don't know what to do because we always sell our product because we're Nintendo. Nintendo." That's always been their mentality. Because, and the reason I said ever since the N64, because that's when, believe it or not, the N64, the 32-bit era, granted their 64-bit era, thus the N64, they were becoming second fiddle to some extent, third place. That's what happened. Because the PlayStation came in 1995, right from the get-go. They had good, strong first-party game launch, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and it had many third-party support. Did Nintendo have that? Not. Okay, so you're like, what's it got to do? Well, let me explain. Like I said, ever since the N64, their sales were diminishing. Remember, for the old people, the Virtual Boy. Oh my goodness, the Virtual Boy. And Nintendo, because again, you gotta keep in mind, if it wasn't for Nintendo, there wouldn't be video game. Everybody knows that. That's the truth, whether you like it or not. Yes, that's why I'm grateful for Nintendo. If it wasn't for them, there wouldn't be video game. Because people got tired of video game because of the Atari, the ColecoVision, and television oversaturating it. 1983, the guy who did it wanted to make a business, wanted to make money. So why not make a video game? Why make a company that used to make toys, convert it to video game, and there you go. So that's why Nintendo is important. But also it came with their cockiness. They always think, "Hey, we're Nintendo. Our product is always going to sell no matter what." Okay, well, unfortunately, the Virtual Boy didn't. And if you don't know the history, it was supposed to be, well, this is going to be a different vlog, but the obsessed with this third pillar crap, basically, it's like three type of thing to impact the video game culture. Virtual Boy basically was one of the, they're trying to make that to a pillar, and they kind of rushed it, and Gunpei Yokoi was in charge, God bless his soul, but it was rushed because the upper management said, "Oh no, we're Nintendo, it's gonna sell, and the gears are quality." Quality is subjective for the Virtual Boy. It had a problem, that's a fact, and guess what happened? The Virtual Boy was a total failure, couldn't even sell that sucker, to a point that I remember Toys R Us, I wish I bought one just for collection reason, but I was too young, didn't really give a damn about Nintendo to some extent. It went to $50. Yes, the Virtual Boy was an utterly failure. They lost a lot of money, but it worked for them than money. Their pride got hurt, their dignity got hurt because, oh my gosh, well, I guess the invincible Nintendo basically are not invincible no more, because the N64 or the Virtual Boy kind of failed. I mean, it was a total failure. They didn't make any money, and they pegged it on Gunpei Yokoi. Yay! So if you kind of notice my tone there is kind of like negative because it's kind of annoying there, and this is kind of it reflects to things that what happened. So that's the reason. That's what happened there. Okay, so what happened there now is they with the N64 they said, okay, shoot, how do we sell this? How do we make people talk? Because they were talking about the Virtual Boy, but it's out to failure. The N64, believe it or not, in 1996 when it first came out, guess what? They did the flippin' same thing with the Mini NES. They manufactured so less that they wanted the demand so high that the supply couldn't keep up. That's been their strategy. And why is that's the strategy? They did it with the N64. Of course, they did it with the Wii. And of course, the latest one, the Amiibo, and of course, the Mini NES. So the question is Nintendo purposely creating false scarcity? I hate to say this word, but yes, they are. Second, why are they doing it? Because again, the Nintendo insider said because Nintendo wants people to talk about their product. It doesn't matter whether it's negative or positive, as long people keep talking about it. Especially now in time of age in the internet, social media, people are complaining about the Mini NES. But in 1996, there was no internet, but still, they were so scarcity that you couldn't even get an N64 at launch. I tried it as a Nintendo fan, couldn't get one. They finally met supply like somewhere at May of 1997. Again, why? Because they want to create this false scarcity. Second, because of the because of the Virtual Boy total failure, they lost a lot of money. They were scared. They couldn't handle it. So again, what if the N64 didn't sell? Oh man, what if we produce a lot and it didn't sell? And guess what? So they trying to make this again false scarcity so they can look at the market to see how the market goes. So when they see people talk about it, oh, I want this, I want the N64, then they say, oh, good, so people like the product, let's make more. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, yeah, they did it with the N64. They purposely didn't make a lot because they want to see how the market would work. Rather than, let's take a risk, luck. Let's do a lot, and let's see how much it sells. That's normally what you do. PlayStation did it, Xbox, Sega did it, but nope, not Nintendo ever since the Virtual Boy. So that's the problem. They're creating the false scarcity, and did they do it with the GameCube? Well, sort of, but the problem with the GameCube is it came so late in the game that people only cared about the PlayStation 2. So you might counter, oh, thank you, I just reminded myself this, thank you me. So people have been saying, like, well, the PS2 was hard to buy also because people like couldn't get it because there was so much demand. Yeah, but guess what about the PS2? It wasn't because they were limited. It was that too many people actually wanted PS2. And no, I'm not being a Sony biased fanboy here. I do like Sony, but I'm not being biased. This is actually facts. Sony actually trying to manufacture a lot of PS2, but there was just so much demand than they could handle. They did it with the PS4. Not so much with the PS3 because, $600 US dollars, $600 US. Yeah, it was stupid, but kind of funny thing with the PS3, it actually did turn around and won the console war in that era. Different story, but yeah, that one, yeah, the PS3 was much easier because come on, who's in the right mind gonna buy a $600 console? And you say, well, there's a cheaper one. Well, yeah, but people always want the better version, Yup. So back to the N64. They purposely did that to see how the market goes. They kind of did it with the GameCube, but they said, okay, maybe we can't do this, we'll do more. And guess what? With the GameCube, people talk about this, and again, I'm going to say this before. I mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it now, excuse me. Is the GameCube had a failed launch. Yes, it had Super Mario Brothers Melee, but now you say, wait, I thought the game's popular. Not so much in 2001. Yes, the sequel to Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers, but there was no Melee, there was no Smash community, there was no FGC for Smash at the time. It was just a party game, and that really didn't help the GameCube sell at launch. They had good games. They had good launch games, believe it or not. They had Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Luigi's Mansion, Wave Racer, and then they had some good third-party support if I remembered. But the problem is, the PS2 was so way ahead of the market that people just said, well, I just want my PS2. I can play PS2 game, and I can play DVD on my PS2. That's why the GameCube failed its launch. So wasn't there a scarcity with the GameCube? Not so much, because a lot of people didn't really give a damn about it. Believe it or not, at one point, that was me. So that basically they always do this tactic. It works, sometimes it doesn't. It worked with the N64, it didn't work with the GameCube. But of course, everybody knows the history of the Wii. Same deal. Like the N64, again, people said, wow, how come so hard to get a Wii? Because it was cheaper than the 360 and the PS3, and it was innovating at the time, the motion control, and it was cheap. But then people said, isn't it hard to manufacture a Wii? And the answer is, no, it's so easy. But again, Nintendo's strategy is to make demand so high so people wanted more, so people talk about it, so they can be relevant. Remember, people like what they can't have. Why? Think of it as Indiana Jones, a relic, a rare treasure you want to get, and if you're the one that was able to get this rare treasure, you feel good inside. To some extent, human nature, same goes with Amiibo. But again, go back to the Wii. That's what it was. That's the problem. Again, they want people talking about it because it made them money. So So, of course, then we go to the Wii U. With the Wii U, they said, okay, fine, we're not gonna do this scarcity tactic. We're gonna do a bit more than the Wii, and let's see. And of course, you know what happened to the Wii? Yes, kind of hard. It was hard to move Wii U sales. That on Black Friday, the PS3 and the 360 actually beat the Wii U on sales. Is when the past generation console kind of beat a new generation console. You know, there's something wrong there. Heck, I even did some showcase basically saying Wii U availability. Did I buy one at launch? Hell no. I waited until they had a price drop, and I called that they knew. I said my prediction was they could do a $50 price drop. Bingo, they did it. And of course, the result is they, excuse the language, they bitch and moan about the fiscal year in 2014. Yeah, we lost a lot of money because we had to market the Wii U and we're not making money. Well, no, because you guys are, yeah, your market was sucked. People didn't understand what the Wii U was. Why not just make an HD Nintendo console? No, they were basically catering to both market, and that failed. Thus, it barely moved Wii U's. That as of right now, 13.5 million Wii U being sold. So there you go. Again, they were saying, oh no, finally Nintendo HD, we have the hardcore gamer, people are gonna buy the Wii U. No, because one, the price sucks. Two, you really didn't have any good launch games. And three, yeah, I mean the Wii U or the Wii, the only reason people bought it was something different. Again, that's the reason why it was hard to get a Wii. So now we're gonna move to Amiibos. same deal, the tactic. And people thought, and I even fell for it, like I should have known that they're not gonna do it, is they're gonna do limited production on amiibos. Why is that? And then of course I did talk about this time and time again. The Lady Wada, God bless his soul, basically stated, well, we didn't know that it was gonna sell. And again, I kind of get to some extent what he's saying, because again, you might say, "Oh, you should know this Nintendo, like what Nintendo make, they always sell. They should know that. Why not make a lot?" Well, say that to the Virtual Boy, say that to the GameCube, say that to the Wii U. Well, you would think it was going to sell from Nintendo? Not really. So again, that's why ever since the Virtual Boy, they suddenly had shifted this market strategy to be pessimistic and cautious, because in their mind, the first thing that pops in their mind, rather than let's make a lot and see how it goes, is more, let's see this, because what if it doesn't sell? We need to be prepared about it. Because like I said before, they can't handle it when things doesn't sell, because they make them look bad. They don't know what to do. They're like headless chicken. Unlike the other company, they basically do something about it. They can't even do anything about it. So, and the thing was with Amiibo, because they would think, oh well, if it doesn't sell, we're kind of screwed. So that's why for a while, and now 2016, the Amiibo hype is done. You can get the Amiibo, and if you never got the older ones, like I said, been there for a while. And remember, I did a video about the Amiibo availability. Part 4 is coming soon, but again, if the older ones you didn't get and they've been there for a long time, that's on you if you don't want to get it. If you want it cheap, well, you couldn't really do that in 2015. Granted, now you could do it in 2016. Kind of sad, but that's a different story. And that's another thing also why they're doing this. They're trying to avoid clearance. And of course, well, the Wii U didn't really, or the Wii didn't go to clearance. The Wii U couldn't do it. But Amiibo now, like some of the Amiibo now, they're, believe it or not, they're like so cheap. They're on clearance. People trying to get rid of them. People got tired of them. People even sell them back. Hey, whatever. Different story. But again, the mentality, the strategy of what if it doesn't sell? Let's see how the market goes first. They want people talking about it. That's why now they're doing again with the Mini NES. So again, the same question is going to be asked to a lot of fans. Nintendo, you're so stupid. You know this is going to sell. Why would you not make a lot? Why you can't pre-order this? What the monkey flip's going on? Why are you doing this like the N64 Wii and Amiibo? And the answer to that one is, well, you say, oh, you know it's going to sell. Nintendo's going to say, no, we don't know it's going to sell. Well, if it doesn't, we put a lot of money in this and nobody gives a hoot about the Mini NES. Well, there you go. See, again, it's I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I think what they're doing is just so stupid for a mentality. So stupid. So in the past. But that's how Nintendo know. Because they're all fogies. They're trying to change their way. But again, sadly to say, even with Kirishima, he's changing them around. I think thumbs up for Kirishima. Either somebody from the top probably still saying, we gotta have this pessimistic, cautious strategy, because what if it doesn't sell? Then, oh great, this sucks. Because it happened with the GameCube, the Wii U, and the Virtual Boy. They didn't know how to handle it. Like, they didn't know how to handle it, and the way they handled it, I guess, didn't really work, because again, price dropping basically screwed them, that they had to basically cut their paycheck. So, I mean, I think it was bullcrap. Like I said, when Down Phoenix basically said they're not getting a lot, and I just said, okay, you know what, screw this, screw this. I'm not dealing with it. I'm just going to wait until 2017. If I can get one just going in at Best Buy, Torch, or whatever, I'll get one. It's $60. But right now, I don't need one. I don't need to buy it during Thanksgiving. I don't need to get it during Christmas. There's a lot of gifts I have. I have other gifts I can get. Yeah, but to tell you the truth, you know what? I got too many damn games because I'm too damn old to make more money. And you know, like if you're a kid, you don't make a lot of money, so you get the crappy 4 games that you have for like 2 years. But now, kind of shot myself in the foot. I got too many games. So the point I'm saying there is, I don't need one. I may want one, but I don't need it. I don't need it as soon as possible. I don't need it because I can play it on my virtual console. Heck, you know what? You know, computer. You know what I mean, computer. So it's cool to have as a Nintendo fan. It's cool to have as a nostalgic relic treasure. But again, do I need it? No. Do I want one? Sure. Do I want one now and basically show it around like a jackass? Excuse the language. No. I don't need it now. I know I may be being sounding salty. Maybe, but I'm not salty because I didn't get a mini NES. I'm salty because Nintendo's been doing this stupid archaic strategy since the N64 days. Because they did it with, believe it or not, Pokemon Gold and Silver for the Game Boy Color. They did this with, believe it or not, Link, The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Season and Oracle of Time for the Game Boy Color, for the awesome game. And here's the thing. For a while, the Mask of Majora the collector's edition, you know, for the 3DS with the Skull Kid statue. Guess what? They didn't make a lot. And people scalpers, it's scumbags. They're flipping the price. Why? Because their mentality, oh, what if it doesn't sell? Or another one is the Fire Emblem, the special edition. Yeah. I mean, you could probably order it when first they mentioned it. I just did it because I'm a dumbass. But I mean, again, they refuse to make more because again, what if it doesn't sell? And the problem also with Nintendo, for crying out loud, also is that the reason also like limited edition. I know I'm gonna like now transition to limited edition. The reason they don't make a lot of limited edition or collector's edition is they do take the word limited edition very, very literally. Stupid Nintendo, but yeah. And apparently, from what I heard, Nintendo also from again, I don't know if it's true or not. Nintendo basically, I think they said that doing limited edition for Nintendo games cost them a lot of money. Yeah, ever wonder why Club Nintendo shut down? Because you know. They don't make a lot of money. So, but again, it's always been that same tactic. I know I did a rant about it, I think, in my main channel. If I remember it, I'll put it on the description. But I made a rant about like their limited edition because they really take it seriously, and I think it's just bullshit. Excuse the language. Yeah. So, and then of course. Nintendo made an address like, yeah, we apologize for the stock, but we're pumping out more. Like, no, screw you. You probably had more. You probably had more in the back, but you didn't want to bring a lot because, oh, what if it doesn't sell? I mean, they had to do that with Nintendo. They're trying with Amiibo to a point that in 2015 they were trying to promote Amiibo, and I remember this one, especially Wave 4. They're trying to promote Amiibo with Eastern, and the response was basically so negative that, yeah, I mean, I can't really say it, but they were just upset really, really bad. Now, who cares? Like I said, for me, I've almost completed my Smash Brother collection for Amiibo. All I needed is just Smash Brother Meta Knight, and then I'm done. And then I just got my acquisition for Super Mario Wave 2. Yeah, I just decided to buy it because I had some coupons. I said, well, when am I going to buy a game with this? I might as well just buy this. I'm probably going to use them for, you know, I got a game I'm playing right now, Super Mario Paper Jam. Mario Luigi Paper Jam. I love the game much better. It's going to be a different V-block, but one of these days I'm probably going to give my thoughts about this game and not even impression because I'm not finished yet. Some impression of this game, but oh my god, it's so better than Luigi's Dream Team. That game was just so garbage in my opinion, so disgusting. Hint: touch control and gyro very unresponsive. That's gonna be a hint. But again, back to the Mini NES. Yeah, so you people who got it because you want it for collection, good for you. Just don't be a showboat. For scumbags who basically want to flip the price because you can't get a decent job, can't make money, so you need money to buy yourself some crack. I give you the double finger salute, and I hope it fails and you go bankrupt and be a bum. Yeah, I got no heart for those scumbags. Did it with Amiibo, pissed me off. So, you know, I wish the worst for them, scumbags. And but so, like people said, Alpha Omega said, Review Tech USA, even Pixel Dance said, look, when Nintendo basically addressed it that they're gonna do more, be patient. You don't have to always get one as soon as possible. I know it's cool, it makes you happy, but I can tell you this: once you have this Mini NES, even if it was cool, about 2 to 3 days or 4 days later, you're not gonna probably care about it. You're probably not gonna be playing this for a while. And again, I'm not being salty about it. It's just experience. Trust me, when I got some of the amiibo that's hard to get, after a while I'm like, cool, okay. Like hard to find rare games, cool, okay. You know what? Yeah, I got too many games. Okay, I'll start it. Oh shoot, I gotta finish some other games. So the point I'm saying there is, it may be cool to have it now because you know I have it, you know. And for some people, maybe they're just, you know, you just want to show your care for Nintendo. I get that, but it's just an experience. In probably, like I said, maybe a month or so, people are gonna stop talking about this Mini NES. Nintendo's gonna be sad now, and then you're gonna see them displaying in store, and then maybe a year from now, they're gonna be in the bargain bin. Heck, you know, some Nintendo games, believe it or not, are in the bargain bin, such as Chibi Robo's Zipline, the one with Amiibo. It's $20 at Target, and I just recently visited my local Target, and it's still there. It's still there. So, yeah. Yep. And I bought mine like at full price. I had a coupon because whatever. I had the Amiibo craze. I would not even think that Chibi Robo was going to be in the bargain bin. But of course, when Nintendo sees those, they don't like it. Because another one also, just a little side note, is the third installment of the Dino Fossil Fighter game. Yeah, I found it at Target for $10, and yep. And the past two games did the same thing. And again, Nintendo doesn't like it when their Nintendo games are on the bargain bin because it makes them look bad and they can't handle the situation. Alright, so I've been rambling. I've been salty for more than 30 minutes. I do apologize. I know it sounds so epic, but I had to give my back history beside my thoughts about the Mini NES false scarcity, but the backstory of why they're doing it. It is ridiculous, it's stupid, it's archaic. Sad to say, it may be unethical, but it's not illegal. That's what I'm gonna say. It sucks, but it's not illegal. It's not illegal. It sucks because it's not illegal. And for the scumbag, yeah, they're scumbag. But again, same deal. First sales law, I did mention this before. So for people who don't know what it is when you do a proper transition, you follow by the rule. The guy bought it fair and square with his own money, with their own money. They can do whatever with that product. They can either sell it, they can either keep it, gift it, whatever. And one final thing, to the message to eBay and Amazon. eBay, can you do this sort of rule that if it's a hot item being flipped in the market, can you, like, you know, have a rule that said that you can't sell a recent hot item with a extreme price. I don't know. I mean, if the item is so old, like 2 3 years old, then that's fine. But like this is just out in the market. Really, eBay, Amazon. You gotta have some sort of policy that you can't do it. That would be nice. I mean, I gotta give one props to Konami for this one, and again, it is been related to scumbag. To the scumbag is they were trying to sell a PS4 with PT in it, and guess what Konami did? They requested eBay, they requested Amazon to get rid of the particular item that said, hey, can you please block the sales of PS4 with PT? He said, hey, no, that's my PS4. It's a for sales law. Yeah, it may be for sales law, but at the same time, there is a point that, hey, it is their product, and they just saying, hey, look, this is not going to work. They don't like it. I think, yeah. So, gotta give props to Konami about that one. That was actually cool for Konami to do, to block skyrocketing flip sales on PS4 with PT in it. Because they did say that they're not allowed to. It's, hey, no, it's for so it's mine. Well, here's a little bit of a story about games. You don't really own the game. You own the license to play the game. You don't own the product. You don't own the IP for PT. So if Konami does, if Konami says, hey, that's our IP, we don't want you guys flipping PS4 with PT in it, no way. So again, Nintendo, why don't you step up and say, hey, you can't sell this, you can't sell this again, it's a hot item, only do the proper retail, block sales for all these scumbags. I don't get it. I mean, again, it's just bullshit. But like Pixel Dad said, Alpha Omega and Review Tech said, just don't cave in to buy it. Just be patient. Wait until 2017. Get it. Show that you got like a patient, like persevering patient. You will eventually get it at $60 rather than more than $1,000. Teach these scumbags that what they're doing is bullshit. It may be, hey, for sales law, but again, it's still a scumbag move. That's what I'm gonna say. So again, just be patient about it. So I do apologize a bit if I sound like ranty about the Nintendo being salty. Again, am I salty I didn't get the Mini NES? Not so much. I'm kind of salty that Nintendo is not learning, or they're not going to learn, because it's always been their strategy. Oh, now we're going to produce more, wait until weeks later. Ha 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 ha. Stupid. Alright, so yeah, sorry for this long rant, but I was giving a lot of information. So with that, thanks for listening. That's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Bye.